take like a fat breath, please? Thank you. Okay.
All right. Hello and welcome to the A4 Discord. My name's Dusky.
Discord.
Hello and welcome to the A4 podcast. My name is Dusky. I'm going to be your host for the night. You can find me on YouTube.com/slash Mr. Dusky WP. And
I'm Alpha. You can find me at twitch.tv/association alpha.
I'm Empathy. You can find me on Hentai Haven and also on YouTube.
all right.
Alright, I'm Fatal. You can't find me anywhere. Don't try.
Yeah. Seriously, don't try.
Don't.
So yeah. First podcast. You know, we're doing it in VR chat and whatever.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
thing is we really would enjoy feedback. So if anyone has any like comments to make the podcast better, any suggestions we should talk about,
Hey, look who it is.
We'll get to
Oh,
it.
look who it is.
And he's standing in front of the camera.
Welcome, wagons.
And he's standing right in front of the camera. What?
No.
Wow, this is
This
the
is
first
we're
for
doing a podcast right now. Take a seat.
God.
Are you streaming?
Yes.
Yes. You're standing right in front of the camera.
What?
Double audio much?
Please sit down.
Tell him to get in the Discord call. God damn it.
Hey guys.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
get in the Discord call. Or
Your
He
have-
can't
avatars
hear
are all
you.
sorts
I
of
can't
fun.
hear you. You're
Yeah.
fucking muted in the game.
This is the worst start to a
Shut
podcast.
up, all of you. Wagons, get in the Discord. We're in one of the Discord channels. Talking right now.
I'm gonna call somebody. I can't.
Well, just sit there and look pretty. Just tell them that.
Yeah.
Uh,
You just sit there and look pretty.
Okay, so, yeah. So we're gonna start off. With,
Oh.
So you guys do your audio in Discord?
all right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'd sound weird if we didn't.
Yeah.
Eh.
I'm hearing double alpha right now, but
I
you know.
know.
Just mute,
I mean,
just mute him.
Wagons
It's
wants to
nice
join the
seeing you. I'm
Discord.
gonna go.
All right, he's
I'm
leaving.
Love your
seeing-
podcast.
Thank you.
Just let me know and ahead of time. I'll join you guys, man.
All right.
Love you guys,
Peace.
Me too.
and I miss you.
Miss you too, Wagons.
Oh, I was about to say gay.
All
It
right.
doesn't.
So,
You're right. That was pretty
Hey,
gay.
hey! Shut up. We're streaming.
we're gonna get this
Okay,
started.
okay.
We're gonna get this started. Okay. So.
We
first
haven't
things
started.
first. Yeah, we've been started. We've been trying to
We
get a topic
started this for
underway.
about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just been us bickering and a failed intro.
Say, mute yourself in the game. Jesus Christ.
We've hit the 20-minute mark of doing nothing to actually progress this
That's a
podcast
new
forward.
record. That's a new record.
Woo! That's a new record.
And
Woo!
Alright,
Celebration
so-
time.
Um. So,
What if-
topics. Yeah.
yeah, topics they exist, and we definitely
I'm
had
gonna
somebody
go-
look over.
Topic time.
Definitely.
Devil start.
But there's a. Okay, we're gonna pick the big news first, obviously. Okay, obviously. T Series versus PewDiePie. Who do you think should win or be the first one to 100 mil and why?
I mean, it's. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You want to get?
no.
You talk. You talk
You
first.
go. You go.
You talk.
You
You
go.
talk.
Fucker.
Talk.
Just
Okay. Fine.
Obviously go.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I feel like PewDiePie should win for obvious reasons, because it's PewDiePie against some
Hey,
random
shut
India
up.
place. Like, do we even know if India
Country.
actually
Get the
exists, or is honestly, it honestly just sounds like a made-up country. Like, does India exist? Are we really gonna let a made-up country be the most subscribed to channel? Are we?
And yeah, no, India doesn't exist. anyone else?
Okay, hold up. While I think PewDiePie should win, because who the hell is T-Series? Where did they come from? How did they grow so fast?
Yeah. I think it's mainly like.
What's your proof that India doesn't exist?
You got a point.
Thank you.
The main thing is, I think I see it as
think we can-
YouTube trying to put another corporation over top of the individual content creator. So like, like PewDiePie does a lot of individual stuff. He stands for like people doing YouTube by themselves, where T-Series kind of stands for giant
It's a music company.
corporations.
But
it's like,
I kind
yeah.
fuck.
Go ahead after you.
All right. So yeah, it's like ever since PewDiePie made that one Nazi joke, it just feels like all that YouTube's tried to do is just, get him out of the top position over YouTube, and I feel like they're attempting to replace him with T-Series of all things,
A music company.
Yeah, and plus,
Yeah.
it's not the first time YouTube's done something like this. Like with, Gillette commercials and stuff like that, removing dislikes, playing 5 seconds of a song and then getting it copywritten. And they're doing that to support, like, major companies, and not the individual creators. So, it kind of like, where do individual content creators stand on YouTube? Because they're obviously not first. Well, and YouTube's doing everything to make sure of that.
yeah, and it's just like I don't know why they chose T-Series in the first place, because while they are music, they have so many other partners. Like they have the late night show with I don't remember his name, but they have those type of partners that are much more known to people than T-Series.
Yeah. But yeah, well, Alpha, what do you think? You're kind of sitting quiet.
Yeah, I'm just watching all this happen. I honestly hope PewDiePie just ends up on top because he's been the king for a long time.
See, mainly I don't care if he, eventually T-Series is going to beat him. It's inevitable. But what I'm saying is, I think he should be the first one to reach 100 mil. That's what he needs to do. If he can because that sets
Armchair.
that sets the
Not Santa Claus.
that's like saying individual, people want to see individual content creators and not these big corporations that eventually screw their audience over anyways.
Yeah, it's kind of shown recently with YouTube.
Yeah.
For how long have people been saying that YouTube needs to fix their copyright system, but just ignore this
Exactly.
blatant issue?
Yeah.
Because what it does is it allows people to just drop a copyright on anyone, and YouTube just rails in that money, and they don't give a fuck.
And the money
There were,
off the copyright strike, from a song, that goes straight to the company that makes the song.
Exactly.
So it's yet again YouTube supporting these corporations over the individual content creators.
there was a channel, Jameski, if y'all know him.
Yeah.
That he got a copyright strike from this other YouTube channel I don't remember the name of, that has been going around and copy striking a bunch of just other YouTubers for, I think it was either 5-second clips that were from TikTok that are open to public, and they don't have rights over, because I'm pretty sure they didn't go to a legal team over that.
Yeah. So, like I was we were saying, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I
but-
think YouTube needs to understand that their audience is only going to put up with this for so long before a new platform comes along, and then here's YouTube going to be stuck with ads and big corporations, and no one's really going to watch that.
Yeah, it's like if YouTube can really continues down the path that they've kind of started to go on, what's going to happen is the bulk of the community, which is not these big corporations but these smaller YouTubers, and what they're just going to do is they're just going to migrate to a different website and just leave YouTube behind, because YouTube's just going to.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I've been waiting for. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
website at least try to compete with YouTube.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, Twitch is is the closest.
Twitch is close, but I mean, Twitch has got
It's not-
it's not
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twitch has tried to implement, a video producer and make it so that it's viable as a YouTube alternative. But people are always going to be looking at Twitch as more of a streaming website than
Because
for.
That's
Well,
what's
that's how it
mainly
started
known.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can already see it now. I mean, dozens of a lot of these major YouTubers have already migrated over to Twitch because it's more
Exactly.
consistent and
Yeah.
less dangerous and uploading to YouTube now. I mean. Think of it. How many YouTubers have you seen now that are promoting a Twitch and are almost always live on their Twitch more than they
Yeah, because
upload? They'll up
they can get away with a lot more stuff on Twitch
Yeah.
than they can on
Exactly,
YouTube,
'cause-
like copyrighted music and stuff like that.
Yeah, because because Twitch still has to follow the copyright laws.
Yeah.
But what they'll do instead of just dropping the whole video and demanding money or your account's
Exactly.
gone for
Yeah.
3 months, they'll just mute the part of the the stream that is not allowed audio, and then they'll just let the video stay up.
Yeah, it's a much better way to go about that way, because it gives content creators to still have their content that was originally in their video out, while still having the other people's content like the songs or in some cases videos still be taken off without having to re-upload.
hmm
Mhm.
And you can also see, because again, unlike YouTube, Twitch is already compiled a lot of different music genres that you're allowed to put in your streams, and it won't they won't take it out of the video because it's marked as uncopywritten. But I mean, YouTube, have you seen anything like that? Like any
Not-
kind
not
of
in a while.
you can use this and you won't get copywritten? No, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, in some cases there's been copyright strikes that didn't even have a reason behind them. They just get copyrighted.
Yeah,
Don't hold me to this, but I'm pretty sure there was like PewDiePie humming the Halo theme or something, and apparently he got copyright strike for that, just for humming it. So like, they YouTube rather needs to get their system straight now and their priorities straight now before it comes around and bites them in the ass.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
YouTube originally was about the community and all that, but even
mean-
though they keep saying they're about the community, it's all about money now.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's like I feel like YouTube's trying to shift where it originated from to something more corporatized and more, we could support these big businesses and give them a platform to promote themselves on, rather than let's give these content creators who actually have this unique ideas, different things to add to it, but I don't know.
And plus, the problem would just be solved if you listen to your your democratic audience instead of trying to forcing what you think is right onto them. And I believe
Mhm.
that happened in the past when I can't remember exactly. It was right after the YouTube shut down for the night,
hmm
and there was like a lot of backlash towards YouTube the next day because a lot of changes went down after that shutdown. I do believe.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was like the starting point. I believe it's been building up for a while.
What do you think caused that crash?
I
couldn't
heard-
tell you.
I had some sources. I've gone on YouTube after it happened, and they said that they were trying to take Google Plus out of YouTube, but it was so deeply integrated that when they just shut down Google
Yeah.
Plus, it just wrecked YouTube completely.
But I tell you, that was
so
one
that
of the
was them
funniest
being-
nights, though. Like we,
Yeah, the
meme
amount
forum,
of shit that
Yeah.
oh my god,
yeah.
it was intense.
It's not even that far back in the channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could still see a lot of the memes and autism that happened that night. It was
Yeah.
intense.
I literally
But-
made a Twitter account just to go view the shit posting. Like,
Yeah.
But
Very
like,
quick question.
yeah,
Alpha, where's your camera?
yeah. Alpha's camera is over
It's
there.
it's above the stick thing.
I see
I
it
don't see
right
it.
over there.
I mean, it's
it's-
above the. It's a. You see that stick thing in the middle?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
above it,
Oh, okay.
Just making sure.
like a
But-
couple feet above it.
Like to pretty much sum it all up, I feel like what's happening in the gaming industry is like a grim foreshadowing of what's going to happen to YouTube if they keep it up. Like with EA and their
Yeah,
microtransactions, and it's
Mhm.
it's almost kind of like foretelling of what's
Yeah.
going to happen.
I
People,
tell
like
you,
does
the worst thing for a company to do is to get money hungry. Like,
yeah.
and it destroys so many companies. Like you said, EA,
Mhm.
and pretty much the loot crate system in a whole. Like, I completely hate a loot crate system. I
Yeah.
kind of like it in CS:GO and PUBG and stuff because they're cosmetic, but I want the ability to like earn skins like that by my
Yeah,
Yeah.
by not getting lucky. Like if I want a specific skin, I don't want to open 200 crates and get flat caps. 90% of the time and not get the skin I want.
Hmm.
So they get so money hungry that it's like it ruins their company.
I feel like a cosmetic system
Yeah.
and like a crate is not a bad idea. Like Overwatch has it
Yes.
set up in a pretty golden way,
Overwatch
you
is a
know.
good one, yeah.
You can earn crates, like if there's events you can earn crates the same way that you would normally earn them, but it'll earn like there's also event specific things you can do and get
Yeah.
crates, and it's all cosmetic. But I feel like where companies are messing up in the gaming industry is where they give you a bonus for opening your wallet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna pause
Yeah.
right there for a second, and since we're talking about games, let's go ahead and hear some new gaming news. I'm pretty
Oh
sure
yeah,
Alpha
let's
got some
see.
stuff on that.
Anthem's coming out the 22nd for the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC.
That's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, I want to play that game for a while.
Yeah, it looks really good. I just
I
hope
got-
they
Yeah.
don't screw it up. I hope they don't bait it like how
Yeah, like
Ubisoft
They-
does.
if
they
they
messed
can
up.
fix their server issues that they had with the
Yeah, they messed
demo
up
and
the
That was the first initial launch though for VIPs.
Yeah.
Like on
Yeah.
PC you had immediate access to the VIP launch.
Right.
Anyone did.
Next
Mhm.
news.
Wasn't there more Alpha?
I wasn't even done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Not done.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
let's
Next
see.
one. Next topic. Go
Oh, I thought you were
Jesus.
scaring me.
No,
Let's see.
no,
There's-
just go.
we're just gonna fucking axe Alpha off after he says
I'm so glad we spent like 2 hours worried about this shit, and then we just skip them on the first one.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that would have been messed up. Let's
Yeah.
see. There's also new God Eater 3 coming out for the PC and the PlayStation 4 tomorrow.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, what is that?
What's that game?
I'm pretty sure it's based off the anime. I'm not sure.
For people that are watching this after this podcast is played, it will be on the February 8th, 2019.
Yeah.
Is when that game comes out.
Alpha, can you at least explain to us what God Eater is, so that way we can?
God,
Because I don't know what that is, and I can imagine Devil doesn't.
honestly, I just think it's just shooting monsters
Oh, really?
Yeah.
in an
Is
anime style. That's pretty much all it looked like
Yeah.
it was.
All right.
There's
Hopefully.
also at least 3 games coming out the 15th. Metro Exodus for the
Oh,
PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
I've been seeing that one
That's
around
supposed to be
everywhere.
really, really good. The
Far-
previous Metro games have been known to be good.
And also Far Cry New Dawn and Jump Force for all the same consoles.
Oh, so there is a
Wait.
new Far Cry coming out.
Yeah.
What? What? How have I not heard of this? What?
What is it?
A new Far
Far
Cry
Cry-
game's coming out.
Or at least the DLC. I'm pretty sure it's a new game.
What's it? Where's it set? Or where's it set at? Fuck.
I didn't do much research. I just honestly had to get a couple games, and
Professional.
we had to do this. We had to set it with less than 6 hours.
Wait,
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to
Fair
fix
enough.
this research. Yeah. All right.
But I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It's like with every release of a Far Cry game, it just feels like it's kind of continuously gone under the radar and been harder to hear about. Like,
Well, I mean, some of the bigger games like Far Cry 5, they made that announced like pretty big. But like some of the smaller games, kind of like Far Cry, what was it, Blood Dragon or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
what
cool.
the-
I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Wasn't that
it was a
DLC?
really. No, it was an actual standalone game.
yeah,
But
it was a standalone game. Like you could,
but-
yeah, you could. I'm sorry.
they didn't advertise it like as much as some of their other games, like Far Cry 3, 4, or 5.
It was kind
It
of
just-
like it was like Far Cry 3, but it was reskinned, kind of like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline, like some similar to that type of transition. But-
Yeah.
Mhm.
So for people that didn't kind of like the modern survival ish type rebellious gameplay of Far Cry 3, they
Oh,
may have
that's
loved
not
Blood
good.
Dragon. It's not a good description of Far Cry 3.
Wait, hold on. No, the stream. There's something going on with the stream.
All right,
Oh,
we'll give you
I
that.
can't
What?
see the chat. And if anything's being said in it, I don't know what's up with that.
No. All right. Yeah. No, it's just skipping frames. It's good. It's good now.
Okay.
oh, okay.
So one
Um,
thing I've noticed is like a lot of games they'll hype up a game when it first comes out,
Mm-hmm.
and then when before the game is released,
shit.
there's like no hype. Like for example,
Uh-oh,
Fallout 76.
Hold on. Network error. Network error.
We'll give him a second.
Alright.
Hold on. Oh shit.
That's always a good thing to hear. Oh shit.
like we said, we're
I'm not-
working we're working at this. We're trying to figure
Yeah. All right. Is it good now? Is it
Yeah.
good now?
out. I guess I don't know. I ain't watching the stream
You're not watching it? Why aren't you watching it?
because I'm
Fatal, you watching it?
recording.
No.
I'm hosting and I'm watching your chat for you, so don't say I
Oh
did
no! All right, hold on. There's a problem going on right now.
Alright.
I'm gonna restart it really quick.
Alright, good deal.
I guess I'll see now if my
Okay, go take it for a second. I need it. Hold on. Ah, where's my phone? Ah, there's my phone.
So
Fuck.
what about this weather we're having?
Ah, it's wonderful.
It's very mixed.
Fucking raining.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's been fucking pouring all day today.
Really, it's just been hot and humid here.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
like-
mid-February? What the hell?
Yeah.
Seriously, like
It's like
it was
76
like
degrees.
wasn't it like 3 weeks ago we were coated in snow
It was
and then
last week.
and then
I
last,
didn't- we
last
didn't
week
get
it
any
was like
snow.
it was like negative fucking 20 with a polar vortex, and now we're rain at 50 degrees. Like, what the fuck?
I wish it was 50 degrees.
It's like 70 here,
Yeah,
like
it's
73.
like 70.
Yeah, I'm just saying off the top of my head because I don't really know. It's like
Stupid.
it's like not like a good rain. It's not like a cool rain where it's like, nice and like perfect feeling. It's like that icy rain where it's like pelts you almost, like hail. It's fucking awful.
So, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I could say it again if Alpha gets the stream back up. But
Yeah.
like I was saying, like Fallout 76 and games like that get really hyped up, like Division, and then right before the game is released, you hear nothing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm kind of starting to like I
It's
began
ruined.
to like
yeah, it's ruining games for me. Like,
yeah, like what I've seen a lot of companies doing is they'll create these really cool looking live action trailers for
yeah,
it, and hype up the concept, not the gameplay, but the concept of the game.
yeah,
And then when people are like, yeah, this looks pretty cool, and then we'll just wait for a really long time. We'll get a little bit of gameplay that's very misleading and
Yeah.
far from the end product that we actually get, and then
Oh damn!
we
I just
kind
knocked
of
out my
just get
headphones.
left with, a game that's half functioning sometimes, really rushed in production, and it's
yeah. So like,
Very
yeah,
well.
Destiny
I've
2.
noticed that with Destiny 2. I didn't even buy Destiny 2. I was like, that trailer looks so good, but I know the game is gonna
Like,
be-
The only
Whack.
part that I feel like they actually tried on was the beginning mission.
yeah, like the beginning was like
I'm starting up again.
Okay.
all right, let's wait for Alpha to start it up
But
again.
I can say from Fallout, because I remember we were talking about how much fun we're gonna have.
Alright, it's good now.
How much fun we're gonna have on
Yeah.
playing
We're back.
Fallout, and none of us ever played it together.
Yeah,
because,
I'm pretty sure only you bought it, Devil.
because I thought it was gonna
Yeah.
be good, but it wasn't.
I heard it was gonna go free from a lot of people.
Well, that's
Yeah,
cool,
that's what
'cause I spent $60 for the full game. So
Yeah, like again, like Destiny 2, like again, the only real thing that they improved on from the first Destiny was, well, they made it mildly more better to jump into with an actual opening plot. The first Destiny, it's like, you were dead, now you're alive, kill
Yeah.
these bad aliens and do this thing for me.
Yeah,
It
and
wa-
a lot of their missions were just kind of filler. They didn't really have anything much
Well-
to do with the story.
is there anything else on that list there, Alpha?
There was also Trials Rising coming out for the PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox One, and Switch for February 6th, 26th.
Is that a bike game? Like a dirt
Yeah,
bike?
it's a bike game. It's a dirt biking game.
So not fun. Alright, next.
That's all I got for this month.
Alright,
That's-
that's all we got for this month.
That's all we got for this month.
Alright, well let's send it over, since we're on the topic of games and technology, let's send it over to Fatal. See what
All right.
Yeah.
I'm coming in the technology news. I'm gonna cover some of the topics from CES if you haven't heard about them. One of the topics from CES is the first
Oh shit, I've been muted.
the first AI powered yacht.
Huh?
It's a yacht, but it's powered by AI.
Like so, like there's an AI controlling the yacht.
I mean, yeah, it uses like so if you want to set it to go somewhere, I guess to another dock somewhere, it would just use GPS positioning.
That's
Get you there.
kind of sick.
Can it? I'm looking at that from like a perspective of like, what happens when the AI boat runs in, like, cuts headed on a head-on collision course for a stupid boat being driven by a stupid person?
I'm pretty sure it
I'm
has
pretty sure
sensors on the
they'll
outside
die.
of the. I'm pretty sure there's sensors on the outside of the boat too to detect things
So
like
it's
that.
like it's like a Tesla on water.
Yeah.
Holy shit! They're evolving. Oh
They're
fuck!
evolving.
Oh my gosh. Um. Yeah. Some of the next
So what
topics.
about the Quest? You know.
Oh, the Oculus Quest. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was didn't get present. No, or did it? I don't remember if it got presented at CES, but that was a headset that was going to be completely wireless.
No,
Wireless.
NPC
Yeah.
free, and like
Yeah.
I just wonder. I
Right.
hope it wasn't going to be like an Oculus Go thing because you can actually use like touch controllers to.
Yeah, but
manipulate
some of the
it.
specs on that come in the Oculus Quest, it was like some mobile processor that you usually find on a phone running it, and then some. It was like one of NVIDIA's uh, graphics cards, so like a 950, something like that, mobile processor that you usually find in a laptop. Running that, so I don't know how capable it would be of like how well it would run VR games, but
They-
hopefully it can work out pretty well.
Yeah, but lately VR has like been getting, or at least I believe, it's been getting a lot less.
All right,
know,
next time we do this.
hardware.
Next time we do this, I'm not doing it in VR.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's breaking
What
too
was
much
I
stuff.
saying? I done forgot.
VR is
Sorry, but-
becoming a lot less
Okay.
hardware.
Yeah, it's like becoming a lot less hardware dependent. Like you don't have to have a beastly PC anymore to
Mhm.
you know experience VR.
Yeah.
That's good because
Yeah.
I had to spend
Hey,
upwards of $2,000 on
hey,
mine.
It's
mean-
it allows for more people in the lower income areas to just have the same access to entertainment.
That and the VR, like the Quest, giving the ability to people that don't have top of the line PCs, and someone that may
Yeah.
have like you know, an Xbox or something, but they want to experience VR, they can have that opportunity without you know spending $500 on the headset and then spending another $700 on the PC that can run it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's you could kind of see how it progressed towards being more affordable and viable of an option for people with computers just by looking at people in VR games. I mean, think of it. How many people have you seen, like more people with VR instead of playing on desktop and like VR chat here
Yeah.
than you did like say 6 months ago? You know,
Yeah.
you can kind of
Because-
start to. Like when mixed reality came out, I mean, everybody, almost
Oh, yeah.
everyone here has hands.
Yes.
Like if you can't afford a Vive or an Oculus, I mean, shit, how much is a fucking, what's it called?
Mixed
the
reality?
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
the headset set.
That's like 150, isn't it?
Somewhere
Yeah.
from 200 to 150. It's really cheap. It comes with everything that you'll need to run VR games.
I mean, it'll. I mean,
It's-
I've heard it
I mean,
sucks
it's
a
not
little
that
bit to
good.
set up.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard
it has its issues, but you get what you pay for it. But I
Yeah,
mean, it's
exactly.
it's still virtual reality though.
But
Yeah.
have y'all seen like the freaking external hardware stuff for like VR? Like it's getting crazy out of hand. Like treadmills.
Oh yeah, yeah, the
treadmills and like vests that if you get shot, you actually feel
Yeah.
like pressure on your
Yeah.
vest and stuff.
Yeah, I came across someone who was he was like a tester for it in VR
Uh,
chat.
oh
and
yeah, the Tesla suit.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Tesla suit. And I kept messing with the guy, and he said he kept feeling the shock. I was like, man, I want that. That
That-
looks awesome.
But
The problem with that
I wonder
is
how
that
far they're gonna go with it though. Like
I
they'll-
mean,
you would
they have
never
a
have to
lot.
leave. Like you would, if some people would never leave like VR, because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
would have to.
I mean,
If I didn't
I
have
mean-
it, I would.
I mean, like, shit, 2 years ago, watching Sword Art Online, you would think, holy fuck, we're never gonna see this kind of stuff ever, but, like, we're slowly progressing towards that kind of thing. Like, have any of you heard about the, a study that's going on, actually, where scientists are taking rats and, like, actually, like, sending shocks to their brain to, like, stimulate certain, like, feelings in the rats to get them to do things, right? Have any of you heard of that?
Okay, out
Yeah.
of context, it sounds weird, but
Yeah.
But like,
I've never heard of that.
but like, it's a study that they're going through in like an effort to like stimulate like certain senses, like make you
This is a-
smell, like make you see a certain thing, or make you like smell a certain thing, or hear
Yeah.
a certain thing without any kind of external connection to you. And basically, what they're getting at is that's gonna gateway towards more full dive-esque kind of VR things.
That's actually really crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
I
out-
never heard of that.
It's really out. It's really out there. I mean,
So,
you might be able
yeah.
to find this if you look it up. At
All
least
you
that's what
need-
I've been hearing.
All you need is like a few thousand for a treadmill, like a few hundred for a vest, and however much that brain thing costs, and you're pretty much have set the limit on how much we can leave
Yeah.
Earth and get into another
Um,
world.
actually there's a little
I just
more.
noticed your thumbs are broken, Devil.
Shut up,
Yeah,
Michael
I-
Phelps.
They've been distracting me this whole time.
I haven't been paying attention. But there's actually a little bit more than that. There's some companies actually working on haptic gloves. So if you grab something in VR,
Yeah, I
it will
saw
actually-
that.
I've
yeah.
heard about that too.
I saw that.
Pause.
That.
I think that's actually. Don't get me wrong. I think that's built into the Oculus 2, not the Quest, but I'm pretty sure it's like Oculus 2. You don't need controllers at all. It tracks your
No, you
fingers.
do.
There was something on that. It might not have been Oculus, but there's a headset that's experimenting. It's
Yeah,
Vive or
there's a
Oculus.
headset. There's a headset for it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I watched the video on it. I remember it. But I don't think it's Oculus.
On the word of headset, if I pull it back up here, HTC Vive announced at CES that they are releasing a new headset with eye tracking.
Oh, I've heard. I've heard of that.
Oh.
I've heard
Do
that.
you know how useful that would be? Like, because
Yeah,
it's so hard to
what
focus in on stuff.
Yeah, what I've heard, what it does is it'll track your eye motion, and what it'll do is it'll focus the rendering on where you're looking, and then it'll like lower the rendering on everything else around you, so that way you
That would help.
and
with frame rate.
it helps performance a lot, because what it does is it lowers it, because right now, looking out at everything, my Vive is
loading
rendering alpha,
everything.
the
Yeah.
camera, the wall over there, the table, everything. But like right now I'm looking at Devil, so if I had that eye tracking, it would just center on Devil there, and I wouldn't be rendering everything else.
Which will make real life to VR to virtual areas or virtual games more realistic, because it'd be like having peripheral vision inside a game.
Mm-hmm. And apparently the people that have been testing it are saying that you don't even really see the track, like the unrendering and more rendering. It just makes the whole thing look better in general.
All right.
Looks
We're
better
ready to
in
move on.
those frames. That's great.
Yeah.
So are you any more?
No. Yeah, there's a lot more. Trust me.
All right.
What
let's
else
hear
you
another
got?
One. We
Yeah.
need something to talk about. We still
What's
Um,
the time looking like?
We've been here for 50 minutes. We started maybe 20 minutes into 10 minutes into getting here, so we've been going for about.
We'll get another 20 minutes and then we'll call it.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
All right. So I'm like trying to find out which one's the best to go with. All right, we'll do this one. This company named Bell announces at CES that they're working on a basically a flying taxi. It has tilting rotors, so it's like a VTOL takeoff. but I think I remember seeing somewhere else that this would work through Uber.
Should have muted his mic first before he left.
Yeah, but it will work through Uber, and you call it in, it will land near your location, so you just take a short walk to it, and then it will fly you to wherever you want to go. That is still inside the state, I can assume.
That sounds cool.
That's out.
Could you just imagine like being on the sidewalk and you call a taxi and it just falls out of the sky right in front of you?
I can't hear you. He's lagging too bad.
Yeah, he's lagging
Yeah.
so hard.
Gubba.
Me?
Ba-da-da.
Da ba.
Am I lagging, or
Am I
who's
good now?
lagging?
Am I good now?
Oh, devil.
Am I good?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. I said, could you imagine if you were just like on the sidewalk and you called a taxi and it just fell out of the sky right in front of you?
I mean,
Your Uber driver called. You called for an Uber.
Just slams through a hot bar cart. Just,
call for an Uber, you get 911.
All right,
Sorry.
that's all right. Yeah, next topic.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
ooh, fun fact of the day: alligators can't stick their tongue out.
Thanks.
That's really interesting.
You know, that's
you
gotta,
definitely didn't tell us that earlier.
You know, that's gotta fucking suck though, cause like imagine if you're an alligator and you're trying to like eat some fucking ice cream, bro. That shit would suck.
Yeah.
Why would an alligator
Bro,
be eating ice cream?
You,
Leave it on ice cream.
my sensors are all screwed up.
Alright, well,
There we go.
so, I just got a question you're gonna want to answer, tell a story behind it or whatever. What is the, worst, like, way you've been hurt? Like, not like emotionally, but like, you know.
My dad left.
Alright,
I,
alright.
I smacked my face on the table in VR.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
chipped your tooth.
Broke my front tooth, and it was embedded in my lip.
I'm gonna tell the story of what happened to you last week. All right. So, you've heard, you haven't heard. It's
I haven't heard.
me, Silent, and who was it? Shiro, that's who it was. I don't know if you remember. I don't know why I'm asking you, but we were sitting down and we looked over at Alpha. He's laying on the floor, so we were wondering what happened to him. We thought he just fell asleep. His headset might have fell off. And then he starts, he starts talking, and we're like, oh, he's probably just sleep dreaming. Okay, all right. Or he's dreaming in his sleep, or talking in his sleep, or whatever.
Oh.
All right. Then he starts talking about weird stuff. All right. We asked him if he liked lollies. Yeah, he said he liked lollies. Yeah. So at this point we're thinking, we're thinking he's okay, all right? And then we asked him who his favorite person in A4 was. It was that guy, MC. Then we asked, and then he started roasting me.
called him an, and I quote, dyslexic fuck.
Yep. So, at this point I'm pretty sure he's asleep. Then he starts begging for his dog. And
I
then
don't remember any of this.
And then he magically disappears and goes to bed. Well, it turns out he leaned back in his chair and he knocked himself out.
No,
So-
no, because I was laying down on my couch, and I leaned up, and I apparently slammed myself back.
Apparently so.
Full force.
Oh my gosh.
I missed the cushion, and hit the wood piece.
Oh.
Oh.
And then,
Ow.
but he could answer every other question in the world, like who's your favorite person in A4, and roasting me and all. But when I asked him for a phone number of someone I could call if he needed help, just nothing. Just
I
quietness.
don't remember that.
He was just quiet.
I was just doing my thing. I was chilling, watching anime. I was enjoying my life. and then I get a DM from Hunter saying help.
Apparently, I don't need to
Me
drink.
being the normal person, I'm like, what?
What's
And he's
funny-
like, get in the call now. And then they're like, yeah, we think Alpha just killed himself.
It's-
And I'm just like, oh, okay.
It's funny because after he left, he's
Awesome.
like, he better be dead for all the trouble he caused us.
Seriously, like as time progressed, it was
Wow,
like,
thank
as
you,
time progressed,
you. Whoever said that, was it Hunter?
It was Hunter, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of
It was
figured
like
that
as time-
because
it was like- it was like as time progressed, it went from like us being like, oh no, it's Alpha hurt to that fuck better be dead, or I swear to God, I'm
Considering
gonna
how much you
fuck
were
him
with
up.
us.
Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Hunter. Because it was the day after. I figured that out because the day after, I joined the call and it was like, you better hope Hunter doesn't join.
Because he said,
Hunter joins.
he said,
Hunter
if he doesn't
joins
have a
the call.
concussion, I'm gonna kill him.
Hunter joins and Hunter joins the fucking call, and Hunter's just like, I want to yell at you so fucking much right now, but I have dorm mates here trying to sleep, so I can't get too loud or I'm gonna wake them up.
Oh,
Oh my
And he's like,
gosh.
you son of a bitch.
Was this whole "How did you hurt" thing? How were you
Well,
hurt?
I didn't think
Thing
we were gonna bring
just
up the VR
barely,
incident,
just
so
mainly to tell the story about how I knocked myself out in VR.
no, you,
Is this what it was mainly about?
no, it just kind of came up when you
Right.
you mentioned VR. All right, and, Embassy, what was yours? What was your
I once almost cut off my right foot when I was really young.
tell the story.
All right, so like, my ma, God bless her, she got accepted into the police academy, right?
Oh Jesus
You know.
Christ!
So
Wait, is this the mom? Is this the mom I've been trying to pick up?
yeah, that's the mom that you called.
Okay, all right.
So so naturally, me being a very privileged white family, decide we should go on a trip to some fucking hotel water resort called like Great Wolf Lodge in Ohio.
yeah.
Oh,
I've been
Oh,
to one in
I've been to one of those. Those things are.
to the lodge. Great
So-
Wolf Lodge. Not
So my mom and my dad are still in my house, and they're getting like the last of everything together before we get moving out here. It's like an hour drive, we need food and shit like that, because that was like 6, 7 at the time, I was a little shit. So I go to the car and I look at my brother, because my brother being significantly stronger than me, I'm like, hey Garrett, can you put my bag in the back, because I can't get the trunk open, because lazy shit me. My brother looks at me, tells me no, go put it in yourself. So I'm like, okay, I'll go do this myself. Go to the back, and I somehow get this trunk open, even though I'm like a 5 foot, 100-pound stick, So so in the back of the car, it's a van, right? And it has all the seats back because we're going to be driving. People are sleeping. And my dad had gone out to my grandma's and had this big attic fan, right? These like giant, like 5 foot by 5 foot fans that have like
Yeah.
well, the most funny thing about these things, they have a rim that juts out like a lot. So what happens is I stick my bag in the back and I'm like, this kind of looks like it's not in there. And then it falls out. And me wearing the Crocs that fucking rim went right into my foot and like went a good 4 inches in, almost cutting it off.
Your foot ain't 4 inches wide. I mean, you're deep.
And, like it went in deep to the point where I saw bone, right?
All right.
Aw, ow.
Yeah, so like I start screaming like any kid would at the sight of, my foot looking like, it just dyed itself red. And my brother's being the shit safe where was like, oh, Colton's not in any issues. He's just overreacting. There's nothing wrong with him. Let's just keep sitting in the van. So I, pull this thing out of my foot. Bad decision, by the way. It could have killed me because, bleeding out exists.
So close.
Ma runs me to the emergency room. 15 stitches later, here I am.
All right. I
Wow.
actually got a funny story that reminds me of. Is of my.
Just keep
Alright.
cutting off fatal.
I'll come back to you. Just
Okay.
I gotta talk it while I have it
I
on
feel
my
your
mind. All
pain.
right.
I
It
feel
was
your
my
pain.
it was my high school baseball coach. All right. He was
Mhm.
when he was young, he used to get like really bad nosebleeds, like
Yeah.
in his nose. Well, obviously in his nose. Shut up. Okay, and
No, he got him in his toe.
And one night it was so bad, like it just kept on flowing out his nose, and they couldn't stop it. So his mom took him to the hospital. Well, on the ride there, he laid down in his mom's lap, and he's bleeding the whole time. So he's just bleeding all over his shirt and stuff. Well, when they get to the hospital, she goes inside first, leaves him out in the car, and the woman behind the counter starts yelling, "Gunshot wound! Gunshot wound!" So all these paramedics come out of the building with wheelchairs and stuff, trying to sit her down in the chair, and she's like, "No, it's not me, it's not me." It's like, "It's okay, man, we'll take care of you." So they got her in the chair, and she's like, "No, it's my son." And it was just like the whole time he's out in the car bleeding to death, and his mom's getting rushed in the back because of a gunshot wound that she doesn't have.
That's so stupid.
But you know what would be great is if she got all the way to the back and it turns out she did actually have a fucking gunshot wound.
Yeah, they like examined her. It's like, where is the bullet? And she-
Where's the bullet?
Ma'am, where were you shot? Nowhere. Get my son out of my car.
All right, Fatal, let's hear yours.
All right.
I also got one more story after it.
All right, good deal.
All right. I was being an idiot in middle school. Broke my arm. There was a challenge me and my friends were doing where there was this railing that was kind of elevated above the ground, and we'd run up to it and jump over it, and like roll, and then once we land on off the other side of it, we roll. Well, a day goes by. I have my earbuds in and I'm listening to music. I'm like, all right, I'm really pumped. No, this was back when
He's got
AirPods weren't a
AirPods
thing.
in, he can't hear us.
He's got AirPods in, he can't hear us.
All right, continue.
I was listening to music and I was like getting really pumped up for no reason, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this, and no hesitation. So I go and do it. I caught my foot on the tip of my foot on the edge of the railing, went face first in the ground, landing on my arm in a weird position, and broke it.
It's like something on America's Home Funniest Videos or something like that.
Yeah, usually don't have broken bones. It'd be somewhere along the lines of ridiculous.
I don't want to like brag. I don't know if you can brag about this, but mine might be a little worse than yours. My worst injury was I was sitting on top of a golf cart, my cousin's golf cart, and we were just riding around in the neighborhood and stuff. And I'm sitting on top, and my cousin thought it was a good idea to play a prank on me by slamming the brakes really hard. So I belly slide off the top of it like a penguin, land face first, slide at least, I don't know, 20 feet without nothing else touching the ground except for my face. On the right side, it cut me up all the way from the tip of my forehead to the bottom of my chin on my right side. I look like Scarface from Batman. But it's
That's awesome.
Scarface? You mean Two-Face?
whatever. But literally, it kind of gets funnier. I also chipped a whole tooth off, so I have like a tooth right here.
Wow.
Just imagine Batman goes to fight Two-Face. Say hello to
He maxed out. Adam just maxed out his volume. We didn't hear a single word you said. You maxed out your volume.
Oh fuck.
But the funny thing is I'm sitting over here bleeding and dying, and my two cousins are deciding whether to tell my parents or not. I mean, I don't know if they were gonna go bury me out in the woods or something once I bled out, or they were gonna.
It's like, hey, yo, I'm still alive.
Yeah, they're just already planning on what to do with the body. It's like
We could bury him out back and no one would know.
I got my cannon in my face.
Trying to think of other stories.
There was one time where I was like really small, and we were driving back from the mall, and I was in the back seat with my brother and my sister, and my mother was driving, and my brother and my sister they don't get along well.
Mhm.
They were fighting the whole time. So my mother while holding onto the wheel, she turned and she like turned back at them and she was like, "You knock it off." But when she turned, she like pulled the wheel this way,
Oh,
Oh,
cut straight into a telephone pole. And we're in a tiny car, and an old car. Like if they go, they go. And the telephone pole lands directly on like half of my face. Like where like it didn't. The telephone didn't hit me hard. The telephone pole, like the roof crumpled and it stopped and just hit me in the face. I was knocked out for like 2 days and I couldn't open my eye for a long time.
wow.
Yeah, I almost
God.
died.
That reminds me of a story. Again, I was super young. This was when my family went to church, and we were bringing a van back to the church. I don't know why we had it for. I don't remember why we had it, but we were bringing it back, and the seats behind the driver's seat didn't have seatbelts, and I was sitting in the middle seat on that row. And so my sister was in the passenger seat, my mom was in the driver's seat, and she had to slam on the brakes for some reason. I go flying face first into the console.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, but that sounds funny. Like straight out of a
It is.
cartoon.
It is. It's just like you hear the tires screech and the kid go flying forward.
Boom.
So, I mean, I have another car story. It's not necessarily. It's like I got hurt.
This should be like the last one. This is gotta be the last
Alright.
one.
All right. So, like, I don't know
Yeah,
if this is the last one.
and
but,
NPC
like-
you close out.
But like, so it had been raining, right? And I live right outside of Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is kind of notorious for having really, hilly roads. And when it rains on these roads, it's traction's really hard to get. And once you lose it, it's kind of like I'm fucked. I'm gonna hit the car in front of me. So I'm going to work like any functioning human in society does. Oh wow! I just now realized too. I said that too.
Mhm.
No offense. So
Thanks.
Hey, what about the homeless people?
Yeah.
so all right. So I'm going up these hills, up and down, up and down, up and down, right? And so there's this one hill, right, where it's you go down, and there's also because it's also like residential area, so there's like turns you can take on this long road, and there's houses and shit that people live in. So I get over this hill, I peek over, and I kind of lose my traction, and I'm like, okay, it's not bad. The car in front of me doesn't look like it's stopping. Guy stops to make a turn. I'm sliding down, about to hit him. So me, like, remembering, holy fuck, I've watched Fast and Furious. I go, yeet that bitch off the road before I hit him. Go
Oh my
around,
gosh.
do like 5 fucking rolls, end up aiming forward where I was going, just like a little in front of the car, and I just veer in front of him. And I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure I made that guy cum his fucking pants with how beautiful that was.
Weird analogy, but okay.
I'm-
Yeah.
I'm- 'cause I'm not-
Well,
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
wouldn't say done that, but
Because I did a little. I'm not even. Like you ever do something and you can just like hear the music like in your head while it's happening. I
Yeah.
swear to God, I was just hearing the Tokyo Drift song playing while I was doing it.
it's like fuck, 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 fuck.
Yeah, I heard through the fire and the flames. All right, I think we gotta call it here.
What a
Yeah.
nice thing to end it on.
So who wants to sign
How we
off?
all that.
Anyone? If no one, I will. But I'll
Double,
give
you
an
do it.
opportunity. All right, all right.
You're the host.
All right. Thank you all for coming and listening to us rant about random stuff. Make sure to check out our Discord. And if you have any questions, join the Discord and you can DM one of us. So have a great night from the A4cast. Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.
Did you say adios because you're Mexican?
Shut up.
Shout out.